All praise is due to Allah, who has united the hearts of the believers in Islam and has made it an obligation to remain united, and has made it forbidden to become separated in his clear book. I bear witness that there is nothing worthy of worship except Allah, who guides to the straight path whom he wills, and I bear witness that our leader Muhammad is his messenger and the best caller to the way that is straight. O Allah, send your prayers and your peace upon our leader Muhammad and upon his family and upon his companions, whose hearts were united and whose souls were educated so that they became victorious leaders. And what follows thereafter, O believers of Allah, I advise you as well as I advise myself to first have the proper regard for Allah and thereafter be obedient to him. Dear believers, I greet you with the universal greetings of peace. Assalamu alaikum, which means peace be with you. We are continuing our journey looking at the 5 pillars of Islam, which are the Shahada, Salat, Zakat, Saum, and Hajj. Today we are looking at Salat, which is prayer, the ritual prayer that Muslims pray 5 times a day. But in order to give it its proper treatment or proper consideration, we're going to spread the discussion on prayer out for several weeks or several days. What we first want to think about is what it is that we're actually doing. What is it that we're actually doing when we are making the prayer? And so as Muslims, we are going in front of our Creator in a ritual fashion to worship him in the way that we are commanded to worship him. And so in order to do this, we must prepare ourselves. We must make ourselves pure for this act. And so the thing that we do is called the Wudu. And that's when you may notice or you may see Muslims or washing up before prayer. And so we're going to look at this both conceptually and the physical actions that are taking place. So the first thing that a Muslim must always do before they do anything is to make their intention, to set their intention that I am going to purify myself to worship my Creator. And it is said in different ways, but whatever is comfortable for that person, in the way that they understand, they can make that intention for wudu. And so the first thing that we do is that we clean our hands, that we run water over our hands. And so conceptually looking at it, the hands are our deeds. We're cleaning our deeds. It doesn't matter what we've done prior to prayer. We are to be living as Muslims anyway, but we want to clean our deeds because we're getting ready to stand in front of our Creator. So we want to purify our deeds. And we know that our right hand, for most of us who are right-handed, are our conscious deeds, are the things that we do consciously, the conscious choices that we make to log onto our phones, to go to particular websites, to type things, to send messages. Those are our conscious deeds. And our left hand are our unconscious or our subconscious deeds, those that are formed by habit. And so we see if there's something heavy for us to pick up, or if we got to catch something that is larger than our hand, the other hand automatically comes along its side. So it's our subconscious deeds. So we're cleaning both of these. And the next step for the wudu is that we rinse our mouth out, and we rinse it out 3 times. And so what we're doing is we're cleaning up our language. We're cleaning up the space where the words of Allah are going to be recited in this prayer. So we rinse our mouth out 3 times. And then we rinse our nose out 3 times. And this is cleaning our character, cleaning out our spirit. Because again, we are going in front of our Creator, so we want our character to be clean. We want it to be purified, to engage in the worship that we're preparing to take part in. And from there, we move into our arms. We clean our right arm. This is our actions. This is our power. So we clean our right arm and we rinse it 3 times. These are the ones, this is my conscious actions. These are my conscious power, the conscious control that I have over things. And just like the left hand, the left arm are the subconscious or the unconscious things, actions that I take. And from my arms, I clean my face. I clean this facade, this front, my character, what is outwardly facing. Because again, I am preparing to stand in front of my Creator, so I want to wash that off. I want to wash off all the faces that I've made in conversations. I want to wash off all the different things that I subjected my face to. And from there, we wash our head. We go from the back and we move to the front. Meaning I'm cleaning out my thoughts. I'm cleaning out my subconscious thoughts. And I'm washing all the way to my conscious thoughts. I'm clearing this space out because I should only be focused on my Creator during this prayer. I should only be thinking on Allah in this prayer. And once I've completed that, I clear out my ears. I wash my ears out. And these are the same, my hearing, the conscious hearing and my subconscious hearing, the things that I purposely listen to, the things that I purposely turn my attention to and hear, and it comes inside of my ear and it fills my mind. So I'm cleaning that out. And the subconscious things, meaning that these are still the environmental sounds, the places that I put myself in. So I'm washing all this out because, again, I'm preparing to pray. And in that prayer, I'm going to be listening to the words of Allah. And so I want my ears to be pure for that. And we know that we spell it different. But at the end of the wudu, we wash our feet. We clean the soles of our feet, which is not just our foundation, but it's also the places that we go. The right foot, all the way to the heel, we wash that. These are the places that I consciously go. These are the places that I choose to go. I'm cleaning this off. I'm purifying myself. And the left are the unconscious or the habit form things. Maybe it's the places that I go because this is a part of my culture, or this is where my family took me, or I didn't have a full thought or understanding of what I was doing. But I'm cleaning all that off, all in preparation to pray to my Creator. أقول قولي استغفر لي ولكم والحمد لله رب العالمين. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. So now we have to think about the practical aspects. We have to think about how do we as soldiers, how do we as military members perform the wudu. We discussed what the wudu was, what the actions were, but how do we do it? Because sometimes we find ourselves in austere environments where maybe the water supply isn't as plentiful, or maybe the utilization for it may not be available for us. So for many of us, we come from environments where water is free flowing. And we know that sometimes we go to some masjids or we go to some places for prayer and people are throwing water everywhere and it's an abundance of water and the floor gets slippery and sometimes people fall. But we don't need to use that much water. We don't need to do things in excess. From the narration of the Prophet, peace be upon him, it talked about how he had a basin and he would use that water, and they would keep that water and he would reuse it. So it's showing us that we don't have to always have this new water, always have to have access to this same type of system. Sometimes it may be a water bottle. Sometimes it may be a canteen. And so the thing that we have to understand, that prayer for us is an obligation. Prayer for us is to be said 5 times a day. And we'll discuss in a future conversation on how to do that within a military context. But with Wudu, the first thing that we have to understand is that I must at some point make Wudu so that I can pray. And we know that in the event that there is no water, meaning that not just that there's no water right next to me, or not just that there's no water a few feet away from me, that there is no water to be used, that I can use clean sand to rub my arms and to rub my face in order to be purified to make prayer. And this again shows the power of intention, that I will that I will wipe dirt over me in order to be purified to pray. But we can make wudu with just a bottle of water. We can make wudu with just a portion of the bottle of water. These things are available for us, but we don't have to go into excess. We don't have to create hardship for ourselves or to create a hardship in our environment because maybe we don't have access to the things that we need because we did not plan properly. And within that planning, we think about the wudu. We discussed it in the context that I have my socks and my shoes off. So with the wudu, if I make my wudu in the morning, if I make it early at one point and I don't have my shoes on and the next, and I break my wudu, and that's done either through sleep or some kind of expelling of fluids or gas from your lower body. If I break my wudu and I'm now wearing shoes and I'm not in an environment where I can then wash my feet, I can take the water when it's time to clean my feet to wipe over the top, to maybe wipe over the top of my boot or to wipe over the top of my sock. So these things are available in the religion, but it takes intention. If I know that I'm responsible to make my prayer and I know that I may be in an environment where I won't be able to take my boots off, that I know that I have to at least make my wudu in the morning before I get dressed so that my feet are clean, so that when the next available time for me to make my wudu comes up, I don't have to go through all those changes. If you're able to, do so. But there may be times when you're not. So we think on these things and the mercy of our Creator and not putting a great hardship on us. That we have an opportunity, or we have a way in the event that we don't have the capacity to pull our shoes off, to just wipe the water over the top of our boots. And that will be sufficient for us to be in ritual purity to make the prayer. And it is a mercy from our Creator that if we don't have access to water, that we can use clean dirt or sand to make Tayammum, which is to wipe your arms and to wipe your face, so that I am ritually clean for prayer. And as we looked at in the first half, that our hands are our deeds. Our mouth, that's our language that we're cleaning out. Our intention, our spirit is wrenching our nose, cleaning that out. Our arms are cleaning our conscious and subconscious actions. Our face is our character. Our washing our head from the back to the front is cleaning out our unconscious thoughts to our conscious thoughts. And then cleaning the ears. And then lastly, washing the feet. So this is how the Muslim makes wudu. This is what the Muslim does in order to prepare for prayer, to make themselves ritualistically pure for prayer. And inshallah, over the next few days, we will discuss other aspects of the prayer so that we can be more informed and we can make correct choices and not stress ourselves because we don't have the things that we may be accustomed to in a garrison or civilian environment. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار ربنا تقبل منا إنك السميع العليم إن صلاتي ونسكي ومحياي ومماتي لله رب العالمين لا شريك له بذلك أمرت وأنا المسلمين الحمد لله رب العالمين آمين.